you doing, man?
Shit, wait. Let me... I'm keeping this in. The bees disappearing. That's the quote.
The bees are disappearing. This is true. Or
I haven't seen...
disappearing, or...
Yeah, well, I haven't seen a bumblebee for yonks, to be honest.
I've bought flowers for my garden this year that are exclusively good for pollinators in the hopes I can recruit some bees to my house. Because it does seem quite concerning that there are no bees anywhere, ever. And yet somehow my neighbourhood has a surplus of cats. You walk to the shop and see like 5 cats. I'm like, have all these cats killed all the bees?
Yeah, the cats have eaten all the bees. That's what's happened.
Monica has never killed a bee, but she kills many wasps when it's wasp season. Which is petrifying to think of, because I can't kill a wasp. And somehow she manages
just
it.
Chews it and kills it.
Yeah.
No
or
doubt.
Just smacks it.
No doubt there'll be an episode on Doctor Who about how cats are aliens, and
presumably so. Yes.
Well, but not the genetically modified ones that are like humanoid, actual
from,
cats.
Earth 2 where the grass smells like apples, or whatever it was.
Yeah, exactly. What a shit fucking episode. But so we are here in the new year. Happy New Year, folks.
Happy New Year. We're recording on the 10th of January.
Yeah.
This will go out on Friday, which will be the 15th of January, I think.
Yes.
That's
I
all very
so.
That's the wrong week.
No, it's
Yep, the 15th. No, I was looking at my diary. I was very confused. Right.
Yeah, and we're talking about season 4 of Doctor Who in its entirety. We're keeping to our new formulae, and let's jump into it. The showrunner for this season was Russell T Davies, and it starred David Tennant, Catherine Tate, Freema Agyeman, and a fuck ton of others that I'm not mentioning. So there you go.
Fuck off. If you think I'm doing my job mentioning people, fuck right off.
Yeah, an episode maybe, but an entire season. I mean, I don't even do it for the episodes, do it? I say about 3, and it's like, yeah, other people were in it as well. Hey, dickhead. So, do you have an opening statement for this season, Lewis?
I do. Love the Ood, love Donna, love David Tennant. Those are the 3 standout things from this series in my mind, because there was so much Ood action going on. But I think this might actually be one of my favourite seasons of Doctor Who, if not my absolute favourite. Just because I love the companionship between Donna and the Doctor. It's nothing quasi-romantic. They're just mates, and that's just really quite pleasant to see.
Very much so.
Catherine Tate brings a lot of charisma to the role, and David Tennant is a walking ball of charisma. He's brilliant. So it's just quite nice to see such a powerful duo on screen. They're really good.
Absolutely.
What about you?
Yeah, one of the best seasons of Doctor Who, and marks the end of the T. Davies era of Doctor Who at the start of the other guy. The other person.
Stephen Moffat. This is the voice of the beast.
Yeah, the beast.
I have spat forth Stephen Moffat into the world.
I'd love to see the beast again.
Thing, Stephen Moffat was spat out of a hole in the ground in Paisley with the sole intention of ruining all of British pop culture or something like that.
It's actually amazing how many famous people come from Paisley.
I presume a Mr. Paisley at one point or another. The guy that invented Paisley fat pattern on shirts and jackets and stuff. I would presume that's from Paisley.
Paolo Nutini is from Paisley.
Paisley pattern is from India. Well, then why is it called Paisley pattern if it's from India?
Well, I mean,
honestly, Dougie.
I'm sure there's a British palace in India that is not in remotely any way Indian. You know, it's colonisation, folks.
Mm-hmm. And the deeply fucked nature of it.
Absolutely.
So, who did you say? Paolo Nutini, he's from Paisley. Yeah, he's good. He's a musician. Anybody else?
Jerry Rafferty.
I don't know who that is.
You know the song,
No.
You know, do you not know that one?
Sort of. Jerry Rafferty.
Baker Street.
Singer-songwriter. Baker Street. Oh, Jerry with a G? Still no. Baker Street, Right Down the Lane, Night Owl, Stuck in the Middle with You. I know that one. Yeah, I suppose he's sort of famous.
Yeah, Richard Madden.
I know Richard Madden, yeah.
Yep, and that's it. I don't.
Everybody else from Paisley is fictional. They are invented by the Paisley cabal to make you think there are people that live in Paisley, but actually there aren't. It's just those 4 people.
Do you know? Do you know what I learned, Lewis? Something dreadful.
What's that?
Do you know that Adam Smith is Scottish?
Adam Smith. Who is Adam Smith?
He invented capitalism.
Oh, okay.
So a Scottish person is responsible for the system that we live in today.
That's not great.
That's heartbreaking.
He's from the same town as Dougie, apparently.
Oh, he's from Fife.
Or might be a city, I'm not sure.
Kirkcaldy.
Well, there you go. Clearly, Dougie, you have a hand in the invention of capitalism, it would seem. I mean, you can't judge that guy based on where he's from, I guess. Adam Smith College used to be named after him.
Cunt. No.
And then people started realising why look, Adam Smith invented capitalism. Oh, maybe we shouldn't name a college after him. Maybe that's not a great choice.
No, but
Okay, have we got some CRQs about this ep? Well, this series.
Whoa. His home is a shopping
centre.
That's perfect.
How big was his house?
That's perfect. That's exactly what he would have wanted.
Mall.
That's exactly what I would have wanted. Fucking hell.
Mercat Shopping Centre. This doesn't look very... When did he live? This bloke? Adam whoever?
Oh, like 18 something, 17.
I see. Because this looks sort of very 90. Built on the site. Oh, okay. Built on the shite.
The shite.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, that makes sense. It's a shopping centre. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there
you go. It looks very much like a shopping centre. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah. But, anyway, let's talk about what we're talking about.
Let's talk about what we're talking about.
Okay, first question.
Ooh.
What is your favourite episode of the season, apart from Midnight? Because...
Well, I know Midnight is your favourite episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's kind of the Wasp episode, the Unicorn and the Wasp, because it's a bit ridiculous and stupid, but in a very pleasant way. In that way that we've talked about before, about how Doctor Who is at its best when it's a bit campy and a bit shit. And so that's what I get from that episode. There's that bit where the General is in his study reminiscing about his army days, and he's like, yeah, and then we went to a strip club, and he starts talking about that for no real reason.
Yeah,
and
the Can girls, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just such a bizarre, stupid thing, and yet I just love it, because it is so bizarre and stupid, and I just love it's a wasp, but it's giant, and all the things like that. And it's really tongue-in-cheek, it's really happy, it's really quite a sweet episode, despite all the heartbreaking alien stuff and all the rest of it. But, like, the end of the episode is it's well drawn to a close, and I quite like it. It's nice.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do you draw great grievances from that or anything?
No, I didn't think it was the best episode in the world. It was, I mean, if you're going to have Agatha Christie in it, you're going to have murders in it, and I respect the fact that they were like, wait a minute, she wasn't surrounded by murders in real life, why is this happening?
Yeah.
And they had an explanation for that.
I do like that, that's one distant fact that I'm just slightly remembering, so you might have to stick with me for some reason. I think it can't have been Agatha Christie, but it was somebody else that was like a female mystery writer, and Jessica Fletcher would have looked about. Maybe I'm not entirely sure who Jessica Fletcher is, but the reason they started writing these Murder, She Wrote might be it. Oh Christ, vamp for a second while I Google this.
Yeah, Murder, She Wrote. That's a lot of American people watch that. Is it not?
Oh no, it is Agatha Christie. Oh God, okay. Agatha Christie, she wrote a lot about poisons and all the rest of it, because she actually did know about poisons in real life, which I had no idea of. Well, I knew, but I thought it was different. As it turned out, Young was a master of poisons and knew exactly... Yeah, okay. Oh, well, then that makes me feel very vindicated, to know that I was actually telling the correct anecdote.
Yeah, because she knew that it was cyanide that poisoned the Doctor in that episode.
Which you can get from almonds or apple seeds, interestingly.
Well, I'm going to be getting some fucking apple seeds.
I think you'd need like 1 million apple seeds to create a lethal dose. I don't know, but I would imagine you'd need an enormous amount to create a lethal dose. So maybe it's not quite worth doing if you think.
What if you eat
apple seeds? Used to be called inheritance
seeds?
pills in the 19th century.
What if...
That's good, I like that.
What if you eat apple seeds like every time you have an apple?
I think it's probably in too small a concentration. It's the same way that, like, if you just drink pure ethanol, you'll die fairly quickly. But if you drink beer, you'll be fine.
Oh, I see.
Lethal doses like kilos of apple seeds. So how many apple seeds can you get through like a bowl of cereal?
Wow.
Before you start breaking your teeth and your jaw muscles are aching too much to continue.
Jesus.
It's like eating a little bowl full of pebbles, which, to be honest, might actually kill you quicker.
Yeah, I would say
just
so.
swallowing pebbles.
Yeah.
That can't be good.
Okay, favourite villain of the season?
I love a good Sontaran. I really do. I love a good Sontaran. I mean, obviously, they are a villain in a sort of theatrical sense, but it's debatable about whether or not the individual Sontarans are villains, because it's like a cultural standpoint that they don't know any better sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I love a good Sontaran. I love the sort of, they do look a bit stupid, and that's really good. And their outfits are stupid, and they look stupid, and their voices are kind of stupid too. I just really like it.
Wow.
I think that this series, it has a lot of really weird, odd things in it that I really enjoy.
So you know that Lewis is gonna like an episode if A, the episode is shit, and B, the villain is shit.
Yeah, pretty much.
No, good. I think for me it has to be the Vashta Narada.
Yeah, they're cool. Weird name, because it's like, it's the old classic of think of a word that's something bad in English and then look up a translation in Latin and just go with that.
Yeah.
It's that old trick that lots of authors play, which, well, one author in particular springs to mind, but she has terrible views on many things, so let's not talk about her. But good old Vashta Narada, I remember being scared of them as a kid. It's the same Stephen Moffat trick with the Weeping Angels of, like, not every statue, but any statues. Not every shadow, but any shadow.
Yeah, look.
It's like a very real, normal thing, but just, turned up to 1,000,000.
Yeah, look. Oh, shadows. They are actually piranhas that will strip your flesh. See the scene with Miss Evangelista and like she's like ghosting.
Oh, fucking horrible.
That is a horrible fucking scene.
Deeply horrible, yeah.
It's like,
and the scene with Miss Evangelista where she's like, the upload happened wrong.
Yeah.
Or something, so she's become incredibly clever, but she's also, her face is all misshapen and stuff. It's really
oh my God.
just horrid in a weird way.
It used to scare the shite out of me, by the way. But there you go.
Still does scare the life out of me.
Do you have any questions, Lewis? I don't want to hog the mic.
Well, it's okay. What's your favourite episode aside from Midnight?
Oh, I didn't say, did I? I'd have to say Midnight. No, I'd have to say The Waters of Mars, I would say.
Oh, are we counting the specials? Crikey.
Yeah!
I presumed the specials were a separate entity.
Oh,
okay.
Lewis.
Okay, in that case, The Next Doctor, I quite enjoyed that. Planet of the Dead. Which was Planet of the Dead?
Oh, that was shit.
Oh, with the sand planet. I quite enjoyed that. I thought that was a bit silly and quite enjoyable.
I thought it was so...
No?
I thought it was rubbish. I thought it was... Oh, yeah, the bus is flying now, and because there was another ship that crashed. But there's no other ships apart from that one. You know, it's these... Right, okay, we need an alien for this. What are we going to do? Yeah, get a fly's head and just put it on the guy, and that's... Oh, man, great
Yeah, but that's
episode.
the same thing that if it was in Rick and Morty, we'd be applauding it. We'd be saying, yeah, it's because rule of large numbers, there will just be an alien that just has a fly's head and talks like a guy. That will just exist.
Yeah, but the difference is that Rick and Morty knows that it's doing that to be just... Like, this is the show that says schmoopy doop about 8 times for 8 different species, you know?
Yeah,
it's like they don't give a shit. Whereas it's like, the ventrilo quacks. Yes, great engineers. And they're just like... It's like, yes,
doing, like,
I
stuff,
see.
yeah.
It's, oh my God, okay, fine. Do you know what I mean?
And what are the other ones? Waters of Mars, great episode. Really like that.
I
remember when I was a child and I had nightmares about the bloke with the slicked back dark hair and all the cracked mouth and everything. Really fucking scary.
Yeah, really.
It does get me I don't know. There's something really good about that episode. Is little bikes, little tiny fold-away bikes. But anyway, a thing. Chuck them on the ship. Who cares? I like that very much. It's because to be honest, it raises a fantastic point about a lot of like dystopian novels and stuff. Like in different zombie apocalypse or it's a virus apocalypse or whatever. A key theme of a lot of those things is we've got to find petrol. We've got to find enough petrol to get in the car and get to some place with food in or some place with whatever. But that problem is solved by using a bicycle.
Yeah. Because
they aren't difficult to get the hang of, or a horse. But the problem with a horse is that it's not as sturdy as a bicycle. If you break a horse, because they're so sort of like far from what they were in the wild, it's difficult to heal a horse to the point that it can then be not used again. But you know what I mean. But a bike, you can chuck it off a cliff and it'll be mostly fine.
Yeah.
So like. But yeah, with bikes, because humans can eat pretty much anything, and then you can't eat a bike. True, I can't eat a bike.
I can try.
Watch me. But yeah, humans can turn any food into bicycle power, and then use that to drive down whatever. Because that's what I've always thought, is wouldn't you just, if you were in an apocalypse of some kind, because I don't know my way around fucking anywhere, I would get on a bike and follow train tracks to get to places. Because it's straight as the arrow flies, and also I don't need petrol, and also I won't get lost. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Chuckle Brothers with their bike car? What the hell are you talking about?
What is that? I have no idea what that is.
Chuckle Brothers bike car. Oh my god.
There's a bike car?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I've forgotten completely what they're called. Like a tuk-tuk. How it's like a sort of either a bike or a moped on the front, and then like a passenger seat in the back. It's kind of like that, but there's two bikes at the front that the Chuckle Brothers sit in and drive along in.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
I'm looking at it, yeah.
Well, that's the Chuckmobile. Okay, well that's utterly insane. I did not expect to be looking at this today.
Chuck that off a cliff, fuck's sake. It looks
that raises a good question. Would tandem bikes have a resurgence in a zombie apocalypse? Because all of a sudden you're like, well, it would actually be very handy to have lots of people doing this one thing.
It just looks like someone's like taking a car, stripped it down, and that's what remains. It looks like a Five Nights at Freddy's animatronic without its suit.
It does look a bit like that, yeah. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. There's also appears to be like a theme park version here. Quadricycle, which appears to be a direct rip-off of the Chuckmobile. I don't know where this is from. A four-wheeled, human-powered land vehicle. Quadcycle. Right, okay. Been used since 1853. So that puts that episode of Doctor Who out of the water. That one where he's, I've had a disassembled quadricycle in your garage. No, you didn't. I've invented the quadricycle. No, you didn't. So, now that we've got that particular bugbear off my back. Yeah, what's the next one? The End of Time. Yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah, that's it's a bit weird. The Master's,
it's a bit weird?
Yeah, the Master's evil plan is to become him 6 billion times.
Yes, that's true.
And all of it is undone by a magic gauntlet that can do that, apparently. Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's strange though, because it's a credit to be fair, the 1996 movie was worse. I've never seen it. Was it worse, Danny?
What the Doctor Who film?
Apparently, yes.
Be grateful.
Be grateful I haven't seen it.
Wait, is that the one with? Is that Doctor Who and the Daleks? Where it's
with Paul McGann.
Oh, the TV movie. Yeah. No, that was rubbish. That was the Master was the Master was a guy named Bruce, who was a paramedic, and like he had this weird American accent, and he was like trying to steal the Doctor's regenerations, and throughout that he was in Batman. What Batman?
Eric
Dougie,
Robert? This is such obscure knowledge.
You know, you're just absolutely lambasting me. Who was he in Batman Begins?
Roberts. Oh no, he was. Yes, I recognise him. He was the mob boss in the club. Oh Christ, I can't remember his name. Something or other.
Oh, Maroney.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, Salvatore Maroney. That's him. Yep.
Yup.
Yup. Is that from Better Call Saul? The yup.
I've got no idea. But That's very. To be honest, it's a credit to David Tennant, the other cast, that I sort of didn't notice the big weird plot holes in the end of time. I was just sort of like, yeah, it's a credit to Catherine Tate's performance and David Tennant's performance and John Sim and all the rest of them that I didn't notice or care particularly.
Yeah. And David Tennant jumping out of that ship like 500 feet in the air, crashes through a window and doesn't die. Like how they're so vague with how, you know, Time Lords can survive their current regeneration. Like, apparently he can survive 30 feet when he dropped down into the what do you call it, the pit with the beast. The beast.
The beast. Yeah.
The beast. But yeah, it was a weird one. It was a good send off, seeing all the companions come back together, and then, you know, everyone...
And at no point did it feel stupid.
No,
it's strange. It's like the only comparison I can think of is in Endgame. And if you haven't seen Endgame yet, then what are you doing with yourself? But Tony Stark dies. At his funeral, everybody's all stood there, and I feel like everybody in the theatre, when it got to Harvey or whatever it was, that kid from Iron Man 3, everybody sort of in unison went, "Who? Who's he? What?"
Oh yeah.
Nobody actually knew who he was. So it sort of got a bit strange, because it's like, but lots of these people didn't really like Tony Stark. Yes, he did sacrifice his life for the greater good, but Wanda, her only real memory of him would be one of his missiles that says Stark on the side that tried to kill her. So it's not, she doesn't have fond memories of him, surely.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he tried to imprison her within the Avengers compound. So yeah, it doesn't seem too good. But yeah, like it was a pleasant tying up of all the loose ends that I quite like. They were there to be seen to be their celeb funeral. Well, I suppose if we did have superheroes, they would be celebs in the real world, so it does make sense.
True. Like the boys, it would be like the boys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know my feelings on Wanda. I think her death is a long time fucking coming. But let's not get into that. Who is your favourite Russell T Davies companion?
It's got to be Donna. It's got to be Donna. It can't not be Donna. Martha's great. I don't like Rose. Martha's great.
Yeah, I don't like Rose.
Donna is fantastic. Donna is like, I would take Donna over all the rest of them, really. She's really good.
Yeah.
So charming, so funny, so charismatic. And that bit with the in the adipose building, where she's like miming her way through a story to the doctor. That's some of the best physical comedy I've ever seen in my life. It's brilliant.
And even then, like, she's a very underrated actor, because you've got like The Fires of Pompeii, where she convinces the doctor to go back. That's a fucking great episode.
It really is, yeah. With Peter Capaldi in it, of course, and Karen Gillan. Oddly enough,
I know, but they only explained why Peter Capaldi's face was in it rather than Karen Gillan.
This face. Yeah.
Who thrown me this face? It's like I'm trying to tell myself something. So, Jesus.
They're very angry eyebrows, sir. They're majestic eyebrows.
You could take bottle tops off with these. They'd probably want to start their own independent state of eyebrows.
She was under heavy makeup, so I guess it's okay. That was my response, really, because even looking at pictures of Karen Gillan in The Fires of Pompeii, I don't recognise her, is what I mean. Yeah. Watching the episode back, she's not in it for very long, and she's under sort of heavy makeup and looks completely different to her sort of in normal life. Her face is painted, and so I didn't recognise her, certainly, but I am a bit face blind. Yeah. If somebody who's extremely face sensitive feels the other way, then I suppose we cancel each other out.
Yeah, true.
I have a lot of love for the stories in this series, I have to say. A lot of love for the stories in this series, because they're all a bit, not tongue-in-cheek, really, but they're all a bit sort of... They're both episodic and linked together in a really pleasant way that no other series has quite managed since, which has really frustrated me. The closest that we've gotten, I think, in my humble opinion, is that we've had the series of... it's the Matt Smith's first series, where at the end of every episode it'd be like, and that's the resolution of the episode. Now look at a spooky crack in the wall. Isn't that spooky? Whoa. Yeah. But that it just didn't work, because it was an episode with, ooh, look at the spooky crack. But, missing planets and all the rest of it was a recurring theme in the rest of the episode. Yeah. Pyrovilia and the lost moon of Poosh, was it?
Yeah, but it didn't...
It was a constant thing.
Yeah, but it didn't, it didn't take away from the story. It was part of the story, whereas there's individual stories in the next season, and then at the end they just shove a crack in, and it's like, and the Doctor just doesn't see it because it was behind his TARDIS, or it was on the road or something.
Rory's been eaten by that crack in the wall. Oh, I ain't got time to deal with that. Fuck that. Christ.
They did the same in Series 8 with Missy. Like, every person who died sort of showed up in the afterlife and then was like... But they weren't really clear about...
It was awful.
Yeah, it was. They weren't really clear about who was dying and who wasn't, because there are it's humans, but there was that robot guy,
who was an alien to begin with, and then became sort of human, sort of clockwork.
Yeah, and there was the woman who was fighting the Daleks, who ended up there, and it's like,
was there? Oh yes, of course.
Yeah, why was she there? Is it is it everyone from every point in history? Like, come on. You know.
No, yeah, you're right. It was a bit of a strange one. Here's some blasphemy for the show's general hatred of Stephen Moffat. I quite like the library episodes.
Yeah,
I quite like them. They're spooky. They're pretty. They're interesting. They're unique. I like them. They're good.
Yeah.
And that's a nice, pleasantly annoying thing that Stephen Moffat has installed into my life.
I've never believed for a second that Stephen Moffat can't pull off great television. It's just that
definitely.
It's just that he so seldom does.
True.
But when he does, it fucking is like amazing. See, when he gets it right, it's like, whoo, oh, that's hot, you know. Whereas
it's it's that thing that H. Bomber Guy said of like, would it not be worth sort of giving Stephen Moffat a career of writing pilots for other writers to finish?
Yeah.
Could they go ahead and write the rest of a series and do it better? Yeah, if his past form remains consistent, yeah, probably.
Yeah, exactly. No, definitely.
I've changed my ink to orange, and now it's impossible to read. Right, let's have a quick honourable mention for Midnight. It's bloody fantastic, isn't it, that episode?
It is, it's good. It's the best thing to come out of Doctor Who since fucking the TARDIS, okay? It's amazing.
What a thing to say.
I'm just tired of hearing it, because everyone knows it's good, you know, everyone knows it's like up there with like fucking, I don't even know. It's one of the best episodes of television in history, I think.
I know what you mean.
It's just
and
like,
then it's
so much is accomplished with so little, you know. It's amazing.
It's a locked room mystery without the locked room, in a strange way. It's less is more a lot of the time. Yeah, it's
true.
By stripping away the excess bollocks, you can sort of get to the core of what really matters, and that's quite a pleasant thing in a funny way.
Yeah.
And then they immediately juxtapose it with Turn Left, which is one of my least favourite episodes of Doctor Who.
Really?
Dougie loves it. Danny loves it. Jesus,
I liked
am I misremembering? I remember watching it when I was a kid and thinking, oh, that was just really bad. Donna Noble, big bug on her back. I remember that. Yeah,
Donna Noble, big bug. We see an alternate history of her. You know, and like Britain Falls to Bits. It reminds me of like Years and Years. You know that show that he did, Russell T Davies. It's a bit like that, and everything just gets so bad like really quickly, and it's like, oh my god. Yeah, things get bad like just really, really quickly. It's like, oh my god, you know, but in a believable way.
Yeah, no, to be honest, you're completely right, because I'm looking through the Turn Left wiki page now, and I do not remember this at all. It might be that I have just completely misremembered this from my childhood, because this looks brilliant.
Yeah.
So I think I might have completely forgotten it. So yeah, it might be really good. I don't know.
It's the best.
It's one of the best ever. Oh, Jesus. Woo! All right. Woo! Well, looks like I'm going to watch it then.
Yeah.
I remember, this is a tiny bit of trivia. I remember seeing that Midnight and Turn Left were filmed at the same time, because the Doctor wasn't really needed for Turn Left, and Donna wasn't needed for Midnight. So they filmed them at the same time as like a double bank type situation.
Yeah.
I might be making this up entirely. They did that once a season. That's a lot of work, but, you know, fair play to them, I suppose. I suppose you get more filming for your 6-week period or whatever. That's really cool.
Absolutely.
Right, have we got any other kind of like how EastEnders has the two-hander episodes? What
are they?
I'm not very familiar with EastEnders, Dougie. I'm going to be entirely honest.
Yeah, I only
this
know
is me and Danny waiting on Dougie's explanation. He's typing. Oh, come on, Dougie, hit me with it. I want to know exactly what. I want to know everything about a good EastEnders episode. This is better be really good now. Come on now. This is better be amazing. Where they have an episode with 2 cast members and they can film another at the same time. Oh, okay, yeah.
Oh, I see.
I remember that's how they being told when Danny and I were doing 4 O'Clock Club. That's how they do it on Coronation Street, because they have built just a street, so they could just film wherever they want all the time.
Same with River City.
River City. I'm not familiar with River City.
It's a state of the art Scottish soap opera. Oh,
Danny said that. Dougie says that River City is awful.
Yeah, I mean I'm only saying that because I was in it.
I see.
Yeah, but it's a soap opera. You know, it's what it is. You know, people having the same storylines once every 2 years. You know, that's the way it goes.
I see.
You can't go anywhere else. Like, just fucking end it, man. Murder, that word, and misery. Jesus.
Well, that's all very dramatic indeed. Right,
yeah, sounds fun. Yeah,
I think I am sort of out of notes, to be honest with you, Chuck. Are you?
Yeah, I mean, just to harp on at the fact that this is the end of Russell T Davies' era now, and we now have to talk about the man himself.
The man, the myth, the dickhead.
Yeah, forever. Like, I mean, how long is it? It's how many? Yeah.
Matt Smith had 3 seasons, didn't he? And Peter Capaldi had 3. So that's 6 seasons of straight Stephen Moffat.
Yeah.
Oof.
Absolutely.
That's going to be tough to get through. 3 is normal for Doctor. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Good old Doctor Who and their surprising amount of predictability.
but the era might be returning, obviously, with Russell T Davies taking the helm again, which is going to be good. I think it's going to be overhyped, and we're probably not going to be as happy as we think we're going to be. But you know, that's what happens.
It's the nature of it sometimes, isn't it? But that's okay. That's okay.
It is.
We keep making TV, and eventually we make some good TV. That's the way we do things.
Yeah.
Okay, well, have we got some shilling or any of that type of nonsense to do?
Whoa. Do you not even have
or would we have to do something else instead?
Do you not even have a closing statement, Lewis?
It's been so long since we've done one of these, Danny.
Oh, Jesus.
A closing statement. Yes, I do. I really like Season 4. I have a lot of love for Season 4. And I apparently now have some homework, which is to watch Turn Left.
Yes.
Which I absolutely was not at all prepared for. I remember watching this when I was a child and thinking, oh my god, Bad Wolf is back. Oh, for God's sake.
Yeah, that thing.
So, I hope I enjoy it. I'm sure I will. Who knows?
Yeah. I don't want to go.
I don't want to go.
Yeah, that's what I said when I was in Doctor Who. I was like, I don't want to go. And they were like, okay, bye. You know, it's like we've got another.
They apparently did 3 takes of the I don't want to go. They did a sort of a neutral one, a sad one that they aired, and like an angry one. Like, there's so much more I could have done, sort of thing. And I think I have seen the others on like Doctor Who Confidential or something.
I thought it was
David Tennant. They're both really good.
I thought it was like a calm one, a middle sad one, like that one that we saw, and then like a really fucking bursting at the seams sad one.
Oh, I might be wrong then.
I don't want to go like that, you know.
Oh no! Oh bloody hell!
God.
But anyway, I think that is certainly it now. Have we got some bits and bobs to be going on with? I don't know. What comes next? It's been at least a week, Danny, since we've recorded a podcast.
Yes, it has been quite a while. We all have linktrees. Yes, we do. Lewis's linktree is linktr.ee/Lewis_Brindley. Mine's is /ohirum. And the podcast is /shoutingintothevoid. There you will find our socials, our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube. Go give us a like, go give us a follow, give us a cheeky comment if you're feeling cheeky. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, we will only accept cheeky comments, so please do try to make them as cheeky as possible.
Someone types, you pair of bastards. But
fair, that's fair. That's what I look at myself in the mirror and I think, you bastard.
Yeah,
you rat bastard.
To my core, I am, and legally as well. So we have a PayPal donate button. Anything you can spare, anything at all would be greatly appreciated. We also have Patreon, and we take the opportunity, as we do every week, to thank our wonderful, wonderful patrons.
Indeed, a Rooney.
Chloe.
Thank you.
Peter.
Thank you.
Aditya.
Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you.
Darius.
Thank you.
And Dougie.
Thank you, one and all. Dougie says, thanks for putting up with me.
You're welcome.
It adds an extra level of depth to these episodes when Danny and I start laughing and the audience at home is going, what hilarious new thing has Dougie said? I'd love to know. Wow. So adds a new level, Dougie. That's the truth.
What he's really saying is, please stop misquoting me. I'm not saying any of this. Why are you ruining my life? That's what he's saying. That's what he types.
I've tried to sue you 3 times, and now I've had to come onto your Discord server and abuse you to say these things.
Absolutely. But thanks again, folks, for your continued support.
Yeah, thank you one and all.
Yeah, we have merch on Teespring and Redbubble. We sell jumpers, tote bags, socks, mugs, stickers. Christmas is past now, but it will be coming again.
Valentine's Day, I suppose, would be the next thing.
Yeah,
so
buy
for your
loved
sweetheart
one
this Valentine's Day. Get
buy
them
your loved
Burns
one a
night.
tote bag.
When's Burns night? Yeah, buy your loved one a tote bag for Burns night. What's Burns night? Burns Supper is a celebration of the life and poetry of Robert Burns, the author of many a Scots poem. The 25th of January. Do you celebrate this, Danny?
No.
I see. Do you, Dougie? Dougie doesn't
either.
Celebrate it either. Well, then don't bother. Go straight to Valentine's Day. Yeah. Get your partner a tote bag and go for that.
Robert Burns gets a night and Adam Smith gets a fucking shopping centre. Like, Jesus. Yes. Nearly finished. We have an amazing advert to play as we do.
Oh, it's amazing. Oh, it's amazing.
Yes, so I'm just going to go ahead and it'll tell you everything you need to know now.
Danny, I've got some amazing news.
Oh, really? What?
I'm going to make you a hat.
Thanks, but why?
Well, because Right Side Yarns, who sell beautiful and unique wool, have recently released a new range.
Oh, I've heard of them. Aren't they that fantastic Scottish business that sells high-quality hand-dyed products perfect for crafting with?
They certainly are, and they're sponsoring the show.
Really? Have they heard the show?
Yes, and apparently they like it. Kezia, the owner of the business, has given us a generous 15% off code for any of our listeners to use.
Is that why you've got Void 15 written in your hand?
It is! If you or any of our listeners would like to use the code, simply enter Void 15 at checkout with a capital V.
Great! Where do I check out?
You can go to their website at rightsideyarns.co.uk or check them out on Instagram at Kezia_rightsideyarns.
Fantastic! This hat you're making me better be good. Oh!
That is amazing. I am amazed by that. Truly.
Yeah, wasn't that fantastic? Yes, and last but certainly not least, we are partnered with an amazing company called Number 12 Crochet Avenue, and Lewis is going to say some wonderful things about them, all of which are true.
Indeed I am. Number 12 Crochet Avenue is a wonderful company run by my wonderful wife in which they crochet, and they do all sorts of things in that arena and world, and arena is perhaps putting it a bit oddly, but arena does work, so I'm quite proud of myself for that one. But anyway, if you'd like to keep up to date with everything that they're doing over there, you can go to at Number 12 Crochet Avenue on Instagram, and you can give them a cheeky follow and like and all the rest of it. Check out what they're doing, and that's that. Please do enjoy and like and subscribe, and not subscribe, like and follow. That's what I'm trying to say. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, that's the end of Doctor Who. Russell T Davies.
Indeed it is.
Yeah.
Good old RTD.
Yep, and now we have to start Stefan Maggot, so that'll be
Jesus,
fun.
that's a bit of a harsh... I mean, I don't like the bloke either, but he has done things, I suppose.
I'm only
Or has he got
joking.
some terrible problematic opinions I don't know about?
No, I don't know yet. He did
employ you.
Shut up, doggy. Fuck. He didn't employ shit. Okay, yeah, fair enough. If he ever sees this, I'm never getting on Doctor Who ever again, which, is part of the grand plan in 20 years' time.
The grand plan, I see.
Yeah.
So in 20 years' time, What? What's the goal? What's the 20-year plan?
And
how does it involve never going near Doctor Who? That's what we're all wondering, Dan.
Well, the 20-year plan is to become the Doctor and go on Doctor Who.
Oh,
That's the
of course.
20-year plan.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, there are no actual steps to realising that plan, but I just figure in 20 years I'll give it another go. So there you go.
It's like Scott's Tots, where he's like, oh yeah, I'm going to pay all these kids tuition fees, but he doesn't actually have a plan to do that. He just presumes that by the time he's 40, he'll be rich enough to pay all these kids tuition fees. It's like that.
Yeah, I figured that I would be rich enough to pay you, so... And he wasn't. He wasn't.
That's the thing with Michael Scott, because Chloe and I are rewatching The Office at the minute, because we got most of the way through and then forgot it essentially, so we've restarted it. But yeah, now we're watching it again, and it's Michael is like, heart is so entirely in the right place every single time, and like he's just fucks it every single time at the same level. It's really bizarre. It's like you're so rooting for him, because it's like his heart is 100% in the right place, but he just always does the wrong thing.
He does.
But it's worth saying that Steve Carell's performance is utterly flawless.
Oh, fantastic.
Utterly flawless, yeah.
It's an amazing performance. But hey, we'll talk to you about that next time. So
yes, I think so. If Steve Carell pops up in Doctor Who, we'll talk about that. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. But Lewis, we'll diverge on it at some fucking point.
100%. Yeah.
That's just who we are. But yeah, so we will see you, hear you, smell you. Jump on your back and change your time stream next time. I'm going to sneeze.
We went through. Oh, bless you.
God. See you later.
Thank you very much for listening. Goodbye.
Aye.